Hey everyone, it's Daniel, one half of Ben Daniel, and today we're joined once again by our favorite lawyer. He was the one who helped Bea and I become permanent residents of Canada. And fun fact, at the time of recording, he's actually doing a seminar in the Philippines. Welcome back to the channel, the founder of LJD Law Professional Corporation, Lou Dangzalan. Lou, welcome back and hello.
Hey, it's good to be back. Thanks for having me back in your channel. It's you're right. I'm in Manila currently, and I'm doing some seminars, mixing a little bit of seminars in with a little bit of a family visit. So it'll be fun. So thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk about it.
Yeah, of course. It's always a pleasure when you're here to shine some light on Canadian immigration. Lou, I'll jump into it because this month has been rough for some people who went to Canada as international students. Recently, there was a Filipino family who was asked to go back to the Philippines after their work permits were denied since they apparently didn't enroll in a designated learning institution. What happened there and what could they have done to prevent this?
I mean, the bottom line there is that not all designated learning institutions or DLIs are created equally. Uh, Most of them are public in Canada. And if you go to a public DLI, most of the time you're eligible for what's called a post graduation work permit. Now, according to Canadian public policy, uh, post graduation work permit can be issued to students who finish their program from a DLI that has been designated on top of it by IRCC to be eligible. So there are some private DLIs that are eligible, that make you eligible to apply for a post graduation work permit or a PGWP. However, not all of them do make you qualified, and sadly, the story that that we've recently seen on Omni News, basically they enrolled in a DLI that did not make them qualified, and they realized that after the fact. They themselves created, the told that they created their own sad story for themselves without checking. But I believe there was a little bit of a happy ending to that story because they were allowed to stay in Canada as permanent residents. It was a humanitarian and compassionate grounds application, or what's popularly called an HNC application. Now, you know, a lot of people are probably thinking about doing that if they're in similar situations. I would advise that basically talk to a lawyer first before you think that you should be doing it. And the lawyer who assisted that particular couple, Maria and Deanna Santos, I actually know her. She's a really good, lawyer, and I've met her on several occasions. Solid lawyer from the University of the Philippines, I believe. And long story short, she made sure to emphasize that agency applications are not simple. You have to make sure that you're submitting sufficient evidence to convince an officer that you have those heartstrings elements in your story that could compel an officer to, act in a humanitarian way and give you permanent residence on an exceptional basis. This is not a regular pathway. Agency is not a regular pathway. It's the break glass in case of emergency pathway.
Got it. Yeah, thanks for explaining that further. And again, this month there was also news about how 700 students are facing deportation from Canada because they were scammed by a certain agency. The
Right.
financial aspect of going to Canada is no joke. Like it's easily 1 million pesos per person just to study here for 2 years and get PGWP. My question is, what should people do to ensure that their time and investment in going to Canada is secure?
Well, first of all, do your research, do your due diligence. Now, if you don't have time to do that, because everyone's busy these days, especially trying to pick off things, where we left them basically after the pandemic or before the pandemic, rather. So everyone's busy, right? So it's understandable that you may not have time to do your research on a DLI, for example, or if an agent is actually the right agent to help you with. Talk to an immigration lawyer or talk to a trusted immigration consultant, and there are ways to find them. And Daniel, I believe you've been like championing this because you guys had help from the beginning, but you had right help at the beginning as well. You did your research, and at some point, you weighed the pros and cons of doing, basically the application on your own versus getting help. And I think it's humility at the end of the day in admitting whether you have the capacity to do this or not. And I think it all boils down to what you said. The money involved is no joke. For a lot of people from the Philippines, it's easily 1 to 2 million, depending on the size of your family. So, yeah, I would say just protect your investment.
Exactly. So, on that note, you're currently in the Philippines. You're doing some seminars on Canadian immigration. Sounds very exciting. Can you tell us more about that?
Fun fact: before the pandemic happened, and when people could travel, I used to do these things regularly. I believe Bea was one of the attendees on one of my, seminars in Manila a long time ago. So we're trying to resume this as a regular thing again, and we'd like to go bigger this time around. So what we're doing is we're basically doing a more robust session. It used to be that we do it for an hour and a half, but now this time we'll do it 2.5 hours with an expanded Q&A section because most people who attend, in our experience, had a lot of questions. So we'd like them to be able to ask those questions during the session, during the seminar itself, so others can benefit from it too. And a few other things that I'd like to mention about these seminars that we'll be doing is that we'll be including in the folder that we'll include during the event itself. We'll include 3 raffle tickets for free one-on-one consultations that we'll basically do in person here in Canada, or sorry, here in the Philippines as well. There's also going to be coupons for everyone who's going to be attending for discounted one-on-one consultations. If they don't get that winning raffle ticket, then at least they can get a heavily discounted, consultation. I believe we're going to be charging 5,000 pesos instead of our usual 300 Canadian dollars. So savings, big savings right there. I think it's even bigger savings than what we had initially given your viewers in the past.
It's huge,
And on
huge.
top of it, it's going to be in person, right? So it's going to be fun. I'm super excited about this. We haven't done this in the past, so yeah, looking forward to it. And we're also going to make some big announcements about a boot camp, a master class on applications for study permits. I believe we've talked about it in previous uh, opportunities, you and I, but we are finally close to launching this product. And what we want to offer essentially is for people who want to apply for study permits in Canada. We want to, at least arm you with the right information by following a master class online that will give you the up to date information on applying for a study permit instead of, kind of like having to do your research, trying to find the outlines, basically groping in the dark. At least what we hope to achieve is that you graduate from this particular program with a good set of skills and knowledge that will allow you to put up a good and winning study permit application.
That sounds super exciting, and it's a game changer in terms of for people who are thinking of whether they're doing DIY or they want to avail your services. This is a really good event. Is there a cost attached to the seminar, Lou?
Thanks for asking. Yes, there's going to be a nominal door charge of 500 pesos. And you heard that, right? It's 500 pesos for the seminar, in person seminar here in Manila, specifically here in VGC, where I am currently. It will be on April 15th. That's a Saturday. We haven't fixed the time, but it's likely going to be at 1 p.m. Saturday, April 15th.
Perfect. And how can people sign up? And yeah, how can they sign up for the seminar you're doing?
Well, there's going to be a link where you can book yourselves an appointment, and the application is going. Sorry, not the application. The door fee is going to be charged on booking. Now, if you have to cancel, we simply ask that because schedules change. We just ask that you cancel at least 24 hours ahead, and you'll get a complete refund. It's going to be 500 pesos and payable by credit card.
Perfect. All right, everyone. So that's you just click the link in the description if you want to sign up for Lou's seminar. Again, that's April 15th at Bonifacio Global City. Guys, this 500 pesos is basically nothing compared to what you'll get. You get full access to to Lou his knowledge, some materials as well that's going to help you with Canadian immigration. So it sounds super exciting. So click the link in the description if you're interested. And Lou, is there anything more that you want to add?
Is that we will do a coffee session, meet and greet, a kind of like an informal Q&A session in Abu Dhabi on the 21st of April.
Wow, that's so many events lined up. Sounds super exciting. Lou, thank you so much for chatting with me today. Always a pleasure on having you on and just telling us all about updated news about Canadian immigration. You're literally changing lives, and I'm looking forward to hearing how these workshops go. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.